Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2020 general reading. We are looking at the first half of August from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for the the air sign of Aquarius. Welcome everyone. I hope that you're safe and well, as I always do, that you continue to stay that way, and that you're as grounded and balanced as possible in a continuously changing environment. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? So thanks for taking the time to tune in today, and for all that so many of you have done in support of this channel and in continuing support of this channel. Your likes, your shares, subscribing, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and if you'd like to, your donations, every little bit helps. Thank you so very much. So again, this reading is for the air sign of Aquarius for August 1st through August 15th, the first 2 weeks. That's Aquarius sun, moon, rising, if your Venus is in Aquarius, or if you're cross-watching for an Aquarian as well, it all applies. But if you know all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them all, because each of them can bring in like additional bits of insight and perspective that gives you a kind of a better look at what's going on in your life today. If any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, or get information about that, you can click on the description link below, hit that little arrow that pulls down information. You'll see my contact details there. You can email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours, and I do readings full time. It's all that I do, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. So I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedule in mind to get those readings scheduled in as timely a fashion as possible. So send me an email if you want, and we'll set something up for you. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's in store for you for the first half of August. Today I am using the Gilded Tarot Royale. If we need to clarify, I'll be doing that with probably the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Okay, Aquarius, we begin with you, the Queen of Swords. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, sun, moon, or rising, showing up as a female, but can also be a male too. This is a general reading. Accompanied by the Hanging Man, waiting on something, watching things play out, not taking action just quite yet. Maybe you can't, or maybe you're just kind of waiting to see how things play out, to see if there's anything to be done. Oh, Ace of Wands is next, followed by the Three of Cups. Lovely. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the first half of August is the Star. Pretty bright reading, Aquarius. It looks like it looks like you're not taking too much action and energy yet here with the Hanging Man. He's often in traditional decks depicted as hanging from the Tree of Life or the Tree of Knowledge. So while he is hanging upside down in this uncomfortable or awkward looking position, which can simply mean, not wanting to act, perhaps even if you feel like you want to, but you're watching something play out. You are, here there's an interesting rendition here of the Hanging Man, because he's chained both to the Tree of Knowledge or the Wheel of Fortune here, the wheel, God, Spirit, Angels, Guide. But he's also has chains around him, which is extending outwards to the thing that he is watching. And he has stuff that's like kind of falling. It almost looks like it's falling out of his pocket. So you can't really leave the situation. You can't walk away from the situation. It's still playing out. You're watching it playing out. There may be things you don't know yet, and no action is to be taken yet, because things are still playing out, and there are still things which may need to be revealed here. It can feel like you're in stasis and limbo, although energy is always moving. But, it looks like end of July, maybe first week or so of August, you're still just kind of watching. But something is giving you a kind of a renewed and restored sense of hope and faith, or it was going to be, because your overall energy for the first half of August is that Star card. Beautiful. This is a card, it's one of the wish fulfillment cards, and it's a card that represents devoting yourself to the path that you're on in faith and trust that it's going to, lead to your joy, your fulfillment, your wish fulfillment. It's a card about devoting yourself completely, meaning trusting that the path you're on what you're doing, what you're in the midst of, is the right path, and doing the action that's your job to do. God, Spirit, the angels, and guides have their part to do. You have your part to do, and kind of doing that, putting one foot in front of the other, but trusting, almost a childlike sense of faith, that as long as you give yourself to this path completely, which is what she's doing, she's not holding anything back because she believes, she trusts, she has faith that the source, the water that she's in, will replenish her when she needs it. It's a card of renewed hope, faith, and optimism. And it often comes out, I mean, the star shines in the darkness to kind of light the way, which implies that there's been perhaps some period of struggle or conflict or darkness of some kind. You know, the star card is kind of like, you know, when winter transitions into spring. If you've been ill and you're beginning to recover again, if you went through a really bad breakup and you kind of, you know, crawled off in a cave somewhere, you know, that day where you first kind of step out on your front porch and realize the sun is shining and life is still going to go on. You know, it's that kind of energy. So a renewed kind of sense of hope and faith in the path that you're on, even though you're still kind of watching something play out. But then it all kind of shifts around the second week. We have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. Now, when I say the second week, I usually take a look at, you know, 2 cards per week and clarifiers if we need to. But timing is always a little on the fluid side, and never more so than a general reading, because there's so many of you watching. Everybody has different stories. But as I lay them out, it's around the second week or so. We have exciting, passionate, creative new beginnings here. Aces are the number 1, the new start, a new opportunity. This is a pretty exciting one. This is also a card filled with passion, creativity, excitement, enthusiasm. It's the opportunity for that. So you're actually beginning something new. It's accompanied by the Three of Cups, which is often nicknamed the party card. There's a high social energy to this card. Can represent and often represents getting together with your friends, your buddies, your tribe, your community, you know, that place where you feel really connected to the people and really having a good time, drinking, dancing, socializing. I mean, the energy of this, I mean, considering the global climate we're living in right now, sheltering in place, quarantine, social distancing, all of those kind of things, this may not be possible to the extent that it was before, but it's a card that does represent a sense of celebration and kindred spirits, or celebration with kindred spirits. There's a lot of social energy here too. It may be, I mean, for some of you, it might just be, you know, this reading might just be socially oriented. It might represent, you know, waiting to see if it's safe or even possible to be able to travel to see some people, to reconcile, to get together with them. You know, the Three of Cups are not strangers. This is a card of, you know, kindred spirits, best friends, your tribe, your circle, or your community. You know, so it could be maybe this hanging man energy for some of you is just that you have to wait and see how things play out before you know that you can travel, or they can travel, or you can get together for this. Some of you, I'm getting a pretty distinctive, and I think it might be the larger portion of you, that this has something to do with work, career, projects, that earth energy portion of your life. It could be that you're waiting to be called back to work. You're waiting to see if you still have a job. You're waiting to see if you're going to get a job. Maybe you've been out of work and you're looking for a job. If that's the case, and for those of you, for those Aquarians that I'm reading for, it could be that the reason you have this new job or new opportunity in your project is because of friends. You know, like there's maybe some kind of friend link in there somewhere. So let's clarify. It feels like it's something, whatever it is that you're waiting for, it feels like it's something you really, really want. It could be love, but I'm just really not getting that. I'm getting 2 distinct stories here, Aquarius. For some of you, it's about reuniting with people, getting together with people, hopefully in a very safe way. And seeing, you know, if they can come to you, if you can come to them, if everything can still go as planned. It could be a particular celebration as well. For others of you, I feel like this is job-oriented, project, job work, career-oriented. You're waiting to see what's going on. Probably, I mean, I've pulled this so much in the last 4 months, you know, waiting to see how things play out, and they're all often so fluid, constantly changing. So let's clarify the Hanging Man, What are we hanging around for? What are we watching, waiting? What is this about? What are we waiting for? Some kind of way. I mean, you already have one of the wish fulfillment cards, and there's more of a sense of hope that it's within your grasp now. Oh, we had one jump right out. Here's the other wish fulfillment card, the Nine of Cups, getting what you want, your cups overflowing. So this is what you're waiting for. You're waiting for, it might be something you'd lost hope or faith in. Again, if it's work or career, it might have been that you were furloughed and waiting to go back to work, maybe had your wages cut, that you lost your job and you weren't quite sure about, getting another one or what the possibilities are. Again, for some of you, it might be just social, travel, family, friends oriented. But there's something here, it's something that you've really, really wanted, and that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for to have what you want, your wish fulfillment. And there's a sense of overflowing abundance here, too, because the Nine of Cups, it shows a man who is raising his own goblet. He's cheering, and he has these other 8 goblets which are full and ready to be shared. And he's kind of a portly guy. He's got a bit of a belly. He looks like he has more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink, and more than enough to share. So it's a card of abundance. It's a card of having more than enough and wanting to share that with other people, which, again, kind of flows quite well with this Three of Cups as well. Let's see if we can clarify it any further. The Eight of Pentacles. So this is the work card, nose to the grindstone. So for many of you, and the Magician right behind it, so this is something perhaps that you've put a lot of work into manifesting yourself, because the Magician is a card that represents success through your own talent and hard work, pulling things together and making something that you want really physically manifest, and having the skills and the know-how to do that because of how long and hard you've worked for something. Success because of talent and hard work. And for many of you, this is something that's, in the earth energy area of your life, which is the element that governs the suit of Pentacles, which is often about, things we can see and touch in our world that make us feel safe, sane, stable, grounded, rooted, like money, jobs, assets, property, material things, long-term relationships. The Eight of Pentacles is the card that represents somebody working hard at work, maybe working a lot, repetitive work. So for some of you, this is work, job, career, project-oriented. For others of you, it may be something else that you just simply have been putting a lot of work into manifesting. And, the Magician manifests by doing. It's not enough for him to kind of just visualize and send out good vibes. He's like, this is what I want. So he goes out and he combines his own natural God-given talent with the hard work, the actual physical hard work that he knows has to go into making it a reality. And that's what he knows how to do, and he's very good at doing it. So it's manifesting your wish fulfillment, your sense of abundance, whether or not that's an actual job or something that falls under that, earth energy umbrella of your life, whether it's getting together with family again or having this kind of celebratory energy about a new beginning of some kind. I mean, it's a general reading, so it really could be about just about anything, but it looks like something that you've really put quite a bit of work into, and it is, by about the middle of the month, Aquarius, you are kind of off and running, and it's beautiful energy. I kind of get the sensation of, being at that starting gate, like the horse at the start of the race, being behind that little box behind that gate, and you're waiting, you're watching, you're waiting, you're watching, you're waiting, you're kind of doing the hanging man thing, and then boom, it's off. And you're off. You're off. Celebrating, having a good time. You're off. A new beginning. Beautiful energy, Aquarius. So that is your reading, Aquarius, for the first half of August. I hope that you found something useful in it. Again, if you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. You can get that contact details also by clicking on the little link below. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the August mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Please stay safe and well, and as sane as you can. Give yourself a break when you need to, when you have to, when you want to. And I hope to see you back here again soon.